Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. F-Dash here with F-Dash TV, and today we're going to be reacting to the new announcement from Marvel's Avengers, and that is the Mighty Thor is coming. She's coming next week. Actually, yes, a week from today. Is it a week from today? A week from tomorrow? She's coming the 28th. So, I guess it depends on when you're watching it. Anyway, so they dropped a trailer for her, which is done in that comic book art style that they did for Spider-Man. And then they also dropped a couple of her images as for what she's actually going to look like in game. So I wanted to take a look at that with you guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at her trailer.
In my timeline, Asgard has fallen. The gods said the end of days would cast the 10 realms into ice and darkness. Instead, it was fire and blood. Odinson never returned from Earth, and without his son to protect Asgard from outside influence, the All-Father went mad. Mjolnir chose me to take up the mantle. But it was too late. Odin had locked the All-Mother away and declared those loyal to her as his enemy. And if he had to destroy Asgard to root out rebellion, so be it.
Okay, so it's been established that she is not from our Earth, right? Look, this is Monica back here. Check out what her Avengers look like. That's very interesting. Which is funny, is because these are all like recolors or whatever. I think that's actually kind of funny. But yeah, so she's not from Earth 616 or whatever the hell this place takes place.
Used to fighting battles. I was used to facing down darkness.
So this is pretty important, right? So it looks like here she is suffering from cancer like she did in the normal Marvel universe. You'll notice Thor is missing an arm, right? That's a pretty important part of his timeline as well. So that's interesting.
But this... even I had to admit, I needed help. So, I made a deal with the last person in the 10 realms I would ever turn to.
Oh no. Look at those horns. We know who that is.
My father always said, if a man can't smile without making you uneasy, that man is rotten to the core.
That's such a great quote. If a man can't smile without making you feel uneasy, he is rotten to the core. That's Loki, I'll tell you what.
But sometimes you have to make compromises. And compromises have a price. I didn't want to pay, but you can't trick the god of mischief.
So like I would wonder if Loki's finally gonna make an appearance, right? Because he's technically in the game. He's the one who's acting spoilers. He's the one who's acting like Thor, but we've never actually seen Loki. This is technically like our first real view of the God of Mischief. So look, it doesn't even look like he's the one sending her away or whatever happened. Like she got sucked through some sort of interdimensional Doctor Strange portal right there. I mean, not Doctor Strange, but you know. Oh man, okay, so you can see some costumes here. We're gonna take a look at them, but these are her costumes, right? So that's like her normal comic costume. This is probably her Thordis costume, which is very horny. Then there's her Valkyrie costume. I really wish she had wings, but we'll talk about that. And then her iconic costume, which is the one she's wearing. So this is our universe.
Well, I guess that's one way to do it.
Your nails.
Avengers, follow me!
Now, Avengers Follow Me doesn't have the same ring to it, right, as Avengers Assemble, but what do you do? So listen, I don't have an issue with this art style or the way they're doing these characters now in terms of this versus like in-game cutscenes, like for what they did for Hawkeye and Black Panther, who interestingly enough is not actually part of this image here. That's kind of weird. Obviously, neither is Spider-Man because he's only on PlayStation. But as far as for introducing characters, it's cheap, it's inefficient. Not inefficient. It's effective, it's efficient, cost effective is the word I was going for. So I think this is actually a fine way for them to introduce new heroes into the game. I have no problem with that, right? So if that means that we get She-Hulk that much faster, maybe a War Machine or something like that, or not Rescue, but Riri Ironheart, then all the better, right? So I'm totally for it. So this is Jane, right? This was her out of time trailer, so now we know why she's in the game, how she got into the game, right? We still don't know how she plays, but we do know how she looks, right? So now let's take a look at the developer blog to see the different costumes that she's going to have, at least it seems, upon launch. Okay, so here is the developer blog. This was posted 6/22, creating the Mighty Thor's outfits, right? So first up, let's check out this image right here, right? So we've got Thor, there's Iron Man in the background, there's also Kamala, and then the Mighty Thor. So this is going to be her iconic costume, right? So this is the developer's attempt at making their own version, right, of her costume. One thing that they talk about is this faceplate here, which it's okay. Here's my issue with this costume. She's a warrior, right? There's absolutely no need for this bare midriff, like other than sexualization. And like to me, that's not necessary, right? Serves no real purpose in terms of functionality. That's just there to show skin, and I just as a warrior, that's not. But whatever. So this is the full image, right? So let's go ahead and read it. Although she's from another dimension, Jane is adored in true Asgardian finery. Eagle-eyed fans will notice the connective tissue between this Jane's look and our iconic Odinson, which is 100% by design, right? So they look kind of similar. But where Odinson's look is regal, Jane is designed to be a fiercer and warrior-like, right? So again, fiercer and warrior-like, why would you have part of your body exposed? Like that to me doesn't make any sense at all. Her aggressively shaped winged mask, a departure from past versions of her comics looks, it's instantly evocative of her core DNA. Which, the mask is cool, but the bare midriff, why? Alright, so that's her iconic costume. This is her mighty costume. So Jane, can't make this bigger, but this is basically the one we're all familiar with, right? It looks like her comic book counterpart. I like this one. This one's really, really cool. Again, the only thing that's exposed is her arms, and her arms look great, right? This, to me, this is what's up. This is a real warrior. This is a real person who's going into battle. This is what they would actually wear, right? So her mighty outfit is faithful in reinterpretation for instant classic design from Thor #1 from 2014, brought to life beautifully by the designer, with the addition of Norse-inspired detailing across the suit and further material embellishment. We'd like to think this is look leaps off the page into a full cinema quality glory. All right, so they messed up writing there. But no, this looks amazing. This looks really, really good. I quite like this one. Her next one is her Valkyrie outfit, right? Which I really wish it would have wings. So in the comics, Jane evolves over time from Mighty Thor to Valkyrie, an earthly agent of Asgard. We stayed very close to her core design, imagined once again by the talented designer. Through the thoughtful additions of decorative and construction details, this deceptively graphic-looking design springs to life in the game. To further capture the magic of her comic origins, we made her primary weapon Unjurden. I can't say that. The all weapon. So this is not Mjolnir, right? Like that. It looks a little different, just a smidge different, right? But my thing is, I really, really wish she would have her wings. Maybe she does, right? Maybe in game when she double jumps or whatever she flies, she gets her wings. I think that would be really, really cool. And then lastly is probably the one that everyone's going to go out and get. This is a very horny costume. Yeah. So this is her Thordis costume. So it says here, long time Jane fans might recognize this look inspired from What If #10 from 1977. In this story, it's Jane Foster, not Donald Blake, who lives nowhere near and is imbued with Thor's power. While his classically driven source design is faithfully expressed, we added embossing detail and extended loincloths right there to give it a modernized feel. So all in all, Jane's Mighty Thor is an unstoppable force of nature that new players and seasoned vets alike will want to experience. We hope that you enjoy the assortment of awesome costumes created for her. Sure, tag us in your photo mode creations next week when the Mighty Thor goes live on June 28th. Right, so let's take a look at, so she does glow, that's cool. So this is what she looked like in the comics, right? Again, it's from 1977, totally get it. That's what all the females look like. This was their interpretation, so what they did is added this, this little added loincloth here in the front and the back so that it's not complete underwear. But yeah, you're going to see a bunch of Janes next week, and you're probably going to see them all in the Thordis costume because, of course, horny little boys want to play as Thordis. But yeah, so this is Jane. Listen, I really, really like her Mighty Thor outfit. I think it looks amazing. It's super beautiful. I would like her Valkyrie costume to have wings. It's really my only thing. And then this one's fine. You're gonna see it a lot. Believe me, trust me, it's gonna be everywhere. Which also gives me hope for She-Hulk, right, in the future, that she's gonna have her swimsuit and her lawyer outfit. So we'll see. But anyway, again, Jane drops next week, June 28th. I will be showcasing her here on the channel. So if you want to see me play her, definitely look out for that next week. But yeah, this is Thor. Like I said, I really like her. I'm pretty excited to play as her. I don't understand this midriff here in her iconic costume, but is what it is. I do like her mighty costume. I think it's really, really cool. Let me know if you're excited for Jane. She does not bring anything new to the game, right? So let me say that straight up. She doesn't bring any new bosses, any new environments. It's just her, and you're going to get a bunch of audio files like we did for Spider-Man. So that part's a little sad, right? So we're going to be using her in the same boring environments we've been using everybody else. But it is a new character, somebody else to get to 175, right? But yeah, so this has been my reaction to the Mighty Thor overall, at least from what I can see. I quite like it. And then next week we'll get to play her, and so we'll see how she plays, how similar, how different she is to Thor. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on effdash TV. Take it easy.